Hello everyone. Once again, good noon to all of you. Yes, am I audible, visible to all of you? Yes, everyone, am I audible, visible to all of you? Welcome to the platform of Unacademy, India's largest learning platform. Here we are going to provide you daily live classes, live tests, quiz, structure courses, and unlimited access with one subscription. Yes, everyone. Good noon to all of you. I hope all of you subscribe to Unacademy. Those who haven't taken subscription to Unacademy, please have a subscription of Unacademy. Yes, and please download the Unacademy Learning app because special classes are available only on app. Those who are new here, let me introduce myself. My name is Harshvardhan Singh and I am having 9 year experience in the field of civil services as an educator at Delhi, Pune and Nagpur. Currently, my lecture series on modern India and economics is going on. Please do watch the video. It is available on YouTube channel UPSC CSE English as well as it is available on the app. Along with that, I already completed the lecture series of world history and world history and international relations. Please go and watch the video. It is available there as well. Those who want to connect with me, those who want to contact with me, you can contact with me on Telegram channel at unacademy_harshvi10, or you can contact with me through Unacademy app, that is Harshvardhan Singh for you is my address. Yes, everyone, these are our top educators. Please do watch the videos. It will be very beneficial for you. I hope all of you subscribe to Unacademy. Those who haven't taken subscription of Unacademy, please have a subscription of Unacademy because your subscription made us possible to present such a wonderful video lectures for you. Here we are going to provide you option of plus and iconic. In the plus section, we are going to provide you 1 month, 3 months, 6 month, 12 month, 24 and 36 month subscription. I insist you at least have a 12 month subscription, and please use my code Harshvi10 is my code. You will get the 10% discount, and it will cost around 54,550. Yes, as compared to any place in the India, it is available at low cost. Yes, everyone. So the same thing with the iconic subscription. If you want to take the iconic subscription, then it will cost around 62,550 after using my code HarshV10. Yes, because the total cost is 69,500. You can use my code, and after using code, you will get that same at the 62,550 for a year. We are going to provide you the same for the optional. For optional, it will cost around 24,750 after using my code HarshV10. Yes, everyone. Unacademy Combat. Everybody knew about Unacademy Combat. So we have changed the date. Earlier it was 31st. Now it is a Feb 7th. On 7th Feb 11 a.m. Unacademy Combat is there. 45 questions, 45 minutes, 60 questions and 13 combats. Prizes are also there. Yes, please do participate in that. We are planning to launch the new batches for 2021, 22 and 23 aspirants from 25th of this month. It is available in both Hindi and English along with the bilingual. So according to your own convenience, you can join the batches. Okay. We are going to provide you combo offer for iconic subscription and optional subscription. It costs around 88,705 after using my code. Yes, here is my code, and it will cost around 70,103 if you opt for less subscription for both GS and optional. Yes, 25th. Yes, we are mentioning the same thing. 25th is important because from 25th onward we are going to increase the prices. These are my special classes available on the app. Please do watch the video. Yes, here it is the important thing for you, Gandhi Irwin Pact and Roundtable Conference. Yes, this is a very important thing. It is in front of you, Gandhi and Irwin. Along with that, these pictures are basically related to the Roundtable Conference second at London. Yes, good Rudra, good morning. Vijaya, good afternoon, to all of you. Yes, everyone, can you identify this person? Yes, can you identify this person? Of course, anybody can identify Mahatma Gandhi. Yes, so today we are going to discuss about the Roundtable Conference, Gandhi Irwin Pact. We already discussed in the last lecture. Now we are going to discuss about the Roundtable Conference and after that, Communal Award and Pune Pact. So first, as the basic information related to the Roundtable Conference, I just want to share with you. Roundtable Conference was there in 1930, first Roundtable Conference in London. Why this Roundtable Conference was there? Because Simon Commission submitted their report, and to discuss on that report for the further constitutional reforms in India, British government convened the Roundtable Conference. This Roundtable Conference attended by the members of all sections of the society, that is Indian society. So the first roundtable conference was convened in 1913 in London and Congress boycotted it. Yes, everyone, Congress boycotted it because in 1930 the mood of nation was totally different. Nation was in the mood of revolution and Congress launches CDM, that is Civil Disobedience Movement in India. Clear? So after that, what happened in civil disobedience movement and also finally the truce was there from the British side and that leads to signing of Gandhi Irwin Pact. So Roundtable 2 conference was there in 1931. Why it is so? On the basis of Gandhi Irwin Pact, Congress agreed to take part in Roundtable 2 conference. So Congress participated in this conference and Gandhi was the sole representative of it. Next roundtable conference was there in 1932. Yes, remember one 30, 31, 32 in London and Congress boycotted it. Congress said that it is a wastage of time. Nobody is talking about the national interest. So we are not going to take part in that. So again in 1932, Congress revived the civil disobedience movement. But now the new viceroy is there and new viceroy considered the Gandhi Irwin Pact was basically the mistake from the British side and he ruthlessly suppressed the civil disobedience movement. Clear? So Gandhi was not participated in third roundtable conference, neither a member of Congress. But these are the three prominent personalities. Yes, everyone, please remember this is the prelims fact. Yes, for the prelims, it is most important for you. Ambedkar, that is Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, Tej Bahadur Sapru, and Jaikar. These were the three who attended all the three roundtable conferences. Clear? Ambedkar was a representative of depressed class. Tej Bahadur Sapru was a representative of liberals. And yes, Jaikar was a representative of communal, Hindu communal, Hindu communals. Yes, everyone. So this is the very basic information I provided to you related to round table conferences. And for prelims point of view, from factual point of view, you have to know who participated in that. One more thing, one interesting fact I just want to ask you. So as we have mentioned that Congress participated in second, Congress boycotted first and third. So other than Congress, who participated in RTCs? Yes, everyone. A very simple question for you. Yes, man. Good afternoon. Other than Congress, who participated in that, or how many representatives participated in that? Do you know? Means, can we say native states participated in that? Can we say native state participated in that? Yes, Rudra mentioned one point. Okay, agree, Rudra. Rudra mentioned Muslim League. Muslim League participated in that. Along with that, yes, along with that, yes, Ankita, exactly. All classes were participated in that, and Muslim League is one of them. Can we say native state? The princely states are known as native state. Yes, native states are also participated in that. Along with that, yes, yesterday only we mentioned about Sarojini Naidu. Women also participated in that. Along with, yes, yes, go on, go on, go on. Liberals. We just mentioned about liberals who are participated, and Tej Bahadur Saboo is the best example of that. Yes, we mentioned about Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar. Depressed class were there. Along with that, Hindu Mahasabha. Hindu Mahasabha also participated in that. Yes. British representative. Yes. Can we consider British representatives were also participated in that? Yes. Can we say that British representatives were also there? Yes, Ankita, exactly. I think Ankita read it very clearly. Yes, of course. How can it is possible that without British representative RTC is going on? In the British representative, the most important person is basically their Prime Minister, Ramsay MacDowell. Yes, British Prime Minister also participated in that. Clear? Is that clear? So basically, each and every section of Indian society represented there, as the Ankita mentioned, that is all class. You can take Anglo Indians, Christians, Sikh, Muslim, depressed class, women, liberals, Hindu Mahasabha, Muslim League, and so on. Everybody participated in that. Yes, yes, yes. Ramsay MacDowell. Clear? Is that clear to you? Good. As there are many participated, but still I ask this question because in the prelims, such kind of question they used to ask. Yes. So who participated in third roundtable conference? If the question is like that, and they are going to mention, suppose the native rulers, suppose Raja or Congress and all, so you have to, they are going to tell you which one of the following is incorrect. Yes, which one of the following is incorrect, which one of the following is correct. So at that time, you should be ready. So that's why a normal thing I mentioned for. The next important thing, that is RTC2, is important from Indian freedom struggle. That is, I mentioned already, Gandhi was the only representative of Congress in that, and there was a communal fervor prevailed everywhere. Means everybody in the round table 2 conference, everybody was talking about class interest only. Yes, everybody. Hindu Mahasabha wants their interest, Muslim League wants their interest, depressed class want their interest, women were talking about their. Nobody is going to talk about national interest. So Gandhi was felt very unhappy with that because no nationalist aspiration from other leaders. They are really concerned about their own class. So Gandhi realized one thing: as representative of their particular classes are not at all interested in national demand. The second thing important, that is, he realizes that Britishers are not in a mood to provide any immediate relief to India in the form of dominant status, neither in the form of complete independence. So this point is important. No immediate relief from the British government related to India's freedom. So Gandhi left RTC with the heavy heart, and his very famous statement, yesterday's lecture only we mentioned that Gandhi was really unhappy because of the communalism, and he said that I'm sure that mountain of communalism will heated by what was that? Mountain of communalism mountain of communalism melted by the heat of nationalism. This is the statement. This is a reaction from the Gandhi, and he was firmly believed that if the nationalistic spirit is going to develop among themselves, so these all communal interests are going to end. Clear? And he left London and he came back to India once again. What after that? Yes, everyone. When he came back to India, what after that? Immediately resumption of immediately resumption of civil disobedience movement. But we have mentioned that civil disobedience movement was ruthlessly suppressed by government, as the new viceroy was considering this fact, that is Gandhi Irwin Pact was basically a mistake done by Irwin. So truce with Congress is a blunder. So that's why he did not want to allow any such stance. So he suppressed the movement ruthlessly. Clear? So after roundtable conference, this was an important outcome of it. Communal award. This communal award declared by British Prime Minister, that is McDowell. So Ramsay McDowell, this is communal award is also known as McDowell Award. So it was on 16th August 1932, and this communal award is basically legitimate the separate electorate. Yes, everyone. The process began of separate electorate in the Act of 1909, but now they made it legitimate for all over India. So who get the priorities in that? Of course, Muslim get the separate electorate, Sikh get the separate electorate, Europeans get the separate electorate along with the Harijan. And this creates a controversy, or what we can say a huge debate in India. Yes, everyone. This creates a huge debate in India because the separate electorate for Harijan means separate electorate for depressed class, and it was a demand of Dr. Ambedkar, and who emerged as a victor or a satisfied soul? Of course, Muslim League, because Muslim League was very happy the communal award was there, and it legitimized the Muslims have a separate electorate, because Nehru report rejected the idea of separate electorate. They were talking about the joint electorate, and that's why Muslim League were happy with that. Next important thing, many nationalists along with the Gandhi left in the state of great distress, and as is deemed to as an attempt, as what they think, they deem to attempt to disrupt the unity not only in national but the unity of Hindus. Yes, Nayan, exactly. Means Gandhi and other nationalist leaders saw the separate electorate for depressed classes is just like the creating disunity among the Hindus along with the national movement, because Hindu is the umbrella term and depressed classes are inherent part of it. So he thought that this is the way Britishers want to divide Hindus. Earlier they divide Muslims, then they divide Sikhs, Anglo-Christian, Anglo-Indians, Indian Christians. Now they are going to divide the Hindus. Clear? It was there. So Gandhi protested against it and Gandhi started a fast. Yes, and that fast is basically unto death. Now, here the most important question. Yes, here the most important question for you. As Gandhi considered it is a division among the Hindus, but Ambedkar was not having that vision. The Gandhi's vision is basically what Gandhi sees it like that. It is suppose Hindu and division of this depressed class. Gandhi saw this as it is upper caste and lower caste, because our depressed class is basically lower class in that time, oppressed, downtrodden, economically weak. They were there in that particular caste, and rest are upper class. So in general, we used to call Savarna and Dalit, such kind of concept or terms we used at that time. So Gandhi saw that it is a disunity among Hindus. But what's the Ambedkar's view? Because Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar was very much interested in that, and he fight for that right, and that's why he said that if you are going to consider Hindu as a unit, as a one, it was never been a case. The upper class, the upper class Hindus were totally different, and there is nothing unique, or what we can say the unity kind of concept was present among them. So they are two separate identities. Why you want to mix it? Yes, everyone, now you get it. The vision or the versions of Gandhi and Ambedkar was totally different. Gandhi was considering whole Hindu as a one, but Ambedkar was telling him that practically it was never been a case. If you considered Hindu as a whole, then why there is no matrimonial relation among these Hindus? Forget about the matrimonial relation. Why there is a social discrimination against us? So his view was based on practical approach, and Gandhi's views is based on the ideological aspect here. And one more thing, why Ambedkar supported this idea of separate electorate? The most important thing is that in the separate electorate, yes everyone, in the separate electorate, you know that who is going to vote. If the separate electorate for Dalits are there, who is going to vote? Only Dalits. Yes, who is going to vote? Only Dalits. So at least Dalit gets a right to vote. Along with that, they will get the right to choose their leader. There should not be any interference from the other. And if we are going to consider a general electorate, in general electorate, suppose it is a general electorate. If a general electorate is there, and in that general electorate, who is going to vote? All voters are going to vote. Yes, but as you know that caste discrimination is an important factor in India, and the caste discrimination is based on superiority. The caste discrimination is based on superiority and inferiority complex. So do you really think so that people from upper strata of society is going to consider a member from lower strata as their leader? Yes, everyone, think about that time, not present situation. Presently, we are altogether different. But think about that time when there was no such equality concept was there. At that time, do you really think so that the upper strata member are going to accept the member from lower strata as their leader? Never. And that is the cause of concern for Ambedkar, because most of us are having misunderstanding related to the aspect or related to views of Ambedkar. We considered that Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar was having this view because he wants separate electorate. No, what he want the upliftment of Dalits, and it was a situation of clear-cut discrimination. So his view was related to separate electorate was different from Gandhi. Clear? And because of that reason only, there was a rift between Gandhi and Ambedkar. But as Gandhi was a popular nationalist leader and Gandhi was an idealist person as well, and he started fast and to death. And because of that, it pressurized most of the leaders in India, even the people pressurized Dr. Ambedkar to think over his decision. Yes, everyone, is that clear? And Gandhi was in arrest at the time. Everybody knew about that. Gandhi was in Yeravda jail. Yeravda is in not Yeravda jail. Yes, yes, it is in Pune. So Gandhi was there in Pune. So who pressurized? Other leaders of Indian National Congress along with the leaders from of India. Means, for example, Madan Mohan Malviya and rest of even the liberals pressurized Ambedkar to think over his demand, because everybody realizes one thing: Gandhi is important for Indian freedom struggle. If Gandhi is going to die, if Gandhi is going to die, then it will be lost for nation. And even Ambedkar realizes that thing, and that's why Ambedkar was really unhappy with that. How? Because he was unhappy that Gandhi is using such tactics to pursue. It pressurized, means Gandhi was not doing to pressurize Ambedkar. He was doing because he considered it is wrong, and Gandhi always stood. If he considered if this is wrong, then he is against that thing. So Gandhi's views was different, Ambedkar's views was different, but Ambedkar also realizes one thing, that Gandhi is important for freedom struggle. So that's why that led to, as Gandhi's condition was deteriorating day by day and pressure is mounted over the Ambedkar from all the sides. So finally, Madan Mohan Malviya organized a conference of the prominent leaders like Ambedkar, Rajaji, Rajendra Prasad, etc. to save the life of Gandhi, and Ambedkar agreed just because he do not want to lose Gandhi. He always said that we had a political differences, but we do not have enemy. But is that the case in recent times? Yes, do you think so? Is that the case in recent times? We always consider, and even the local level, the politics is like that enmity. Forget about ideological differences. Yes, everyone? Is that clear? So, to save the life, Malviya organized a conference at Pune. Ambedkar, Rajendra Prasad, Rajaji were there, and they all tried to save the life. And through Pune Pact, they made the compromise. Yes, Ambedkar made the compromise, and Ambedkar sacrificed one thing, that is his demand for separate electorate for Dalit. He sacrificed that demand, and along with that, Gandhi also insist others to provide more representation for Dalit. Yes, and that's why after that, that Gandhi started a very important aspect, that is Harijan Sevak Sangh. Yes, everyone, this concept is clear to you? Yes, everyone, is that clear? So in September 19 32. The settlement reached between Ambedkar and Gandhi, and that settlement is known as Pune Pact. The Pune Pact was signed in between. Yes, Pune Pact is signed between Dr. Ambedkar and Rajendra Prasad. Yes, everyone. Pune Pact was signed between Ambedkar and Rajendra Prasad. So, in this Pune Pact, what is the important aim? That is joint electorate for Hindus. Means Hindus are not going to divide; they are going to unify themselves. No separate electorate. It means no separate electorate. Clear? Next, allotted 148 seat allotted to Harijan in the provincial council as against promised 71. As the 71 seats were there for separate electorate for Dalits. Instead of 71, Gandhi agreed to provide 148 seats for Dalits, for Harijans in provincial council. Along with that, 18% seats allotted to Dalits in central legislation out of joint electorate. Clear? Next, the system of reserve seat and primary election was to be terminated after 10 years. Whatever this agreement is there, yes, whatever this agreement is there, whatever the system of reservation is there, they talked about after 10 years they are going to end it. And do you know this thing that even after independence, when we provided the reservation in general electorate, this clause is always there. And when Ambedkar introduced that, he introduced the same thing, that is, this can be eliminated or ended after 10 years. But every 10 years, government is going to review it, government is going to renew it, and it is extended for next 10 years. So, those who opposes the reservation policy, they always take this point that Dr. Ambedkar said it is just for 10 years. Why it is continued for a long? And those who supported the reservation, they are angry over it. The problem is not basically with both of them. The problem is with basically their understanding related to the reservation. Those who opposes, they never face the discrimination in throughout their life, and those who support it, they never realize why reservation is provided to them. So problem is basically lack of knowledge with them. Every consecutive government is revising that thing because they knew one thing. Still there is a need of reservation. If you are living in India, then you cannot see such a thing. But if you live in Bharat, you will get to know why it is required and why every government after that is going to revise that. Do you really think so? If you are I considered all of you are rational. All of you are rational. I considered that. Do you really think so? What was the problem with them? It is going to cure within 60, 70 years. Means the discrimination for more than 2500 years. Do you really think so? It is going to end by just 70 years? If you think so, then you can think on other line as well as the women. Women also the depressed class as like the others. Do you really think so that government is providing reservation to women is also against the principle of equality? Yes, because women are having the same category. If you read the ancient books and if you know the patriarchal system in India, it is the same thing. Do you really think so? Women are now independent, women are getting equality. Yes, of course, by law we established. Yes, Indian constitution, we are proud of it. We provide the equality to the girls and boys and all, but do you really think so in the country like India where there is a discrimination? When there is a discrimination against boys and girls, do you really think so that women are getting equality in all the sphere? Yes, everyone. Do you think so? Of course not. So that's why government also decide to provide a reservation for the women, and that's why there is a 50% reservation in Panchayati Raj institution. Even we are trying for a long time to provide 33% reservation. Yes, I'm saying 33% reservation in Lok Sabha and Vidhan Sabha. Means basically we are talking about the parliament and assemblies. We are trying to do so. Even the UPSC is also promoting the girls' child because they are not asking fees for prelims mains. Yes. So yes, always remember one thing. Yes, everyone. Please remember one thing. There are few people present in every society of the world. They are going to take the disadvantage of it. Now, I'm not talking about just reservation. I'm talking about anything. There are people. So if you considered that all by watching the few people, if you consider the whole system is worst, then the problem is with you. You are the person who is considered as a judgmental. Clear? Yes, everyone. So these are the point of view of Dr. Ambedkar and Mahatma Gandhi. And why Ambedkar was so firm? Because he was faced all these things practically. And that's why he realized the same thing. You know what? Right now in our reservation system, electoral reservation system, you may realize one thing. If you are rational enough, you may realize that those who are representing the reserved class, most of them are basically acted as a puppet in the hands of dominant figures. It is there. It is the established fact. There are very few examples. We know that. We all of you know that. There are very few examples which stood for their right and they are totally independent. But mostly this is the same thing. Yes. So these are the things I am mentioning in the practical life. So Ambedkar realizes that thing and that's why he was supporting this idea of separate electorate. But separate electorate is not good for development of any country, and that's why after independence we dropped this idea and we accepted the idea of reservation instead of separate electorate. Yes, everyone, is that clear to all of you? ये जो भी हमने आपसे कहा है क्या आपको ये समझ में आया है? कोई दिक्कत नहीं है? Yes, is there any problem, any question? No? Good. Now the next question is for you and question is in front of you. Gandhi Irwin Pact. Sorry. Why Gandhi launched CDM? I want answer. This is a mains question for you. Why Gandhi launched civil disobedience movement? Yes, those who are new here, I just want to tell you one thing. First step is read, reread. Second, try to understand the demand. And third, structure. These are the three ways through which you can deal the mains question. Why did Gandhi launch CDM? This question can be asked for 10 marks and this is a very direct question. Yes, Preeti, Nilesh and Neha, Nayan. Along with that, Rudra is there. Where is Vijaya? No response. Where is Ankita? No response for a long time. What do you think? Why Gandhi launched CDM? A very simple question for you. Because Irwin did not fulfill his final demand. Yes, Pooja, you're there. Sorry, I forgot your name. Irwin ignored the Gandhi's 11-point demand. Pooja, it is 11 or 9 point? Yes, Rudra said introduce CDM, then second background. Okay, good Rudra, you're on the right track. Yes, go on. Everyone, please make a structure because remember one thing. Everybody is having information when you're going to appear for examination, mains examination. Everybody read that. Everybody is having information, but nobody or most of them are not in a position to present their idea on paper. And if you fail to do that, how it is possible to get the marks? So what is important? Structure. If you have a structure, then you can put up just information which is available with you. The third part, Gandhi's demand. Okay, okay, then salt tax. Ashwini, CDM was launched due to failure of Gandhi Irwin Pact. Are you serious, Ankita? Are you serious? Really? Are you serious? Gandhi Irwin Pact was there after civil disobedience movement. After launching of civil disobedience movement, it was not initially. Yes, Ram Kumar, you're there. Good. Fourth, significance, objectives of CDM, and fifth, summary. Okay. Yes, Rudra. Good, good, good. You're on the right track. What about you? Yes, everyone. What do you think? What you're going to write here? If the question is there, which points you are going to include? क्या लिखोगे ये तो इम्पोर्टेंट है ना भाई बिना पता बिना स्ट्रक्चर के कैसे लिखोगे yes anybody wants to say something how you're going to frame the structure the part structure is like that first of all why Gandhi launched CDM so it is a question it is not a statement and you do not have to agree with that you have to mention why Gandhi launched CDM. Preeti said first part intro, second part background, third part objective, fourth part Gandhi's approach, and final sum up. What a brilliant student I am getting right now. Rudra mentioned, Preeti mentioned, good. Part first is of course that is introduction. In introduction you have to mention a very important thing that is civil disobedience movement in short. Oh, Harshada, you are there. Good. Harshita, you're there. Okay. Anti-Simon agitation leads to the CDM. So first part is very simple in that you are going to introduce civil disobedience movement. In short, we do not mention anything in detail. Civil disobedience movement was launched by Gandhi after breaking salt law on 6 April 1930. Clear? It was against the protest or it is what we can mention or there a normal thing as Gandhi was the leader of that movement Gandhi started the Dandi march and he break the law that is there in 2-3 lines you're going to mention civil disobedience movement and Gandhi asked the people to break the laws according to that. Means if the forests are there, forest laws are going to break. So whatever the information you are having, you're going to write in brief related to civil disobedience movement. Introductory part. Part 2. Part 2 is important. You have to mention the background, and the background you're going to mention about, yes, of course, that is anti-Simon agitation. Anti-Simon agitation and creation of environment of political activism. Yes, as Anti-Simon Commission established the All India Political Unity, a political and phase of political activity was there, and it pressurized that people were enthusiastic, and it pressurized the national leader to launch the movement. Clear? To do something. Part 3. Part 3 you're going to mention about, yes, whatever you have mentioned exactly. Part 3 is basically you're going to mention the 9-point demands of Gandhi, because these 9 points demand, if you remember the 9, forget about 9. If you remember 4 5 points in that, that is sufficient. That is the first most important thing: banning of intoxicants. Second, import duty on foreign clothes. Third, releasing of political prisoners. Then fourth, yes, what's the fourth? First three I mentioned. What is the fourth thing? Reduce the expenditure on military. Yes, simple. So these are the points. If possible, try to mention. Gandhi presented these demands in front of British Viceroy, and Viceroy rejected. And part 4, you're going to mention about launching of movement. And now you're going to discuss the civil disobedience movement in detail. Yes, launching of the movement, you're going to mention the programs, that is picketing of liquor shop, boycott of fuel, and all in details here. Is there, yes, of course, the salt tax you're going to mention in the fourth part only. Tell me one thing, yes everyone, is there any need to write fifth part here? Is there any need to write the fifth part in this answer? Means, is there need to write a conclusion here? Or whether these four parts are basically explain the thing? Means the demand of question why Gandhi launched CDM. So do you think so that first, second, third and fourth part is sufficient to fulfill the demand of question? Just look at this carefully, everyone. Just look at this carefully and then tell me, what do you think? Why, means, is there any necessity to write the concluding part, or the part 4 is, means, all these four parts are consist of fulfill the demand of question? Man, it is not the case that actually the problem is with all of us, that we considered that every time we have to write the conclusion. No, there is no need. Always remember, it is not the question of impression and all. Impression nahi. If demand is there, then only write. Do not waste your single word. If you're going to waste the 3 lines without requirement, definitely you're going to lose 2 to 3 marks in the while finishing the paper. Why it is so? Because time concern is more. You have to write everything within 3 hours. So sometimes these 3 minutes are going to help you to write one question. Clear? If demand is there, if the demand of question is going to fulfill by the 4 parts, why there is a need to write it? What is the question? Question was a direct in nature. Question was not related to discuss. Question was not related to critically analyze. Question was very simple in front of you. Why Gandhi launched CDM? So you mentioned that. First you introduced, then you mention about background, then you mention about the why. The part 3 is basically why Gandhi launched it. The part 3 you mentioned the 9 points presented by the Gandhi, it was not fulfilled, and you mention in the part 2 that is all anti-Simon Commission created the political environment, political activeness, and these all pressurized the leader to launch the movement, and Gandhi launched it. And part 4 you are going to mention about launching of the movement. क्या हुआ, कैसे हुआ, कहाँ पे गए थे. That all you have to include it in that. That's it. Don't you think so? Your answer is fulfilled. Yes, everyone. So there is no need to write. Yes, everyone. There is no need to write part 5 here. The concluding part is not required. In discussion of question, yes, you have to write. In critical analyze, you have to write. But this is very simple question and your answer is already fulfilled the demand. So there is no need to write part 5. Everyone, get it? Yes, everyone. Whatever I have mentioned, whether it is clear to all of you, good. Yes, clear. No question, nothing else. Okay. Good. Hmm, okay. Shall we take one more question as yes, everyone. Shall we take one more question, or is that clear to you? Hmm, what to do? Okay. Wait. I have to find out the question. Yes, give me a moment. I have to find out one question for you. Is where it is there? Okay, the question is very basic in front of you. Karachi Congress for first time define what Swaraj mean to people. Yes, everyone. Very simple. Karachi Congress for the first time defined what Swaraj means to people. Discuss. A question is in front of you. Yes, Preeti and Harshita, Nayan and all. Your demand is fulfilled. Now the question is in front of you. Karachi Congress was, or sorry, Karachi Congress for first time defined what Swaraj means to people. Discuss. Tell me what you're going to write here. Yes, what should be the part? First of all, everyone, whether it whether this question is of statement kind of question. Yes, everyone, whether this question is of statement kind of, means like a person like me, I'm going to say something. Karachi Congress was the first time defined what Swaraj means to people. Is that the statement kind of question? Yes, of course, it is a statement kind of question, and they ask about discuss this statement. So when you're going to discuss the statement, first time, do you agree with the statement or do you disagree with the statement? What do you think? As you know, the Karachi session we already discussed, and Karachi session presented what kind of programs and everything. Do you agree with the statement? क्या आप लोगों को लगता है कि कराची का जो कांग्रेस का अधिवेशन था, कांग्रेस का जो सत्र था, उस सत्र में स्वराज की जो व्याख्या है, लोगों के लिए स्वराज क्या है, इसको पहली बार व्याख्यात किया गया है? What do you think? Do you agree? Yes, everyone. Do you agree or disagree? Say something. Yes, Ankita agree with the statement. What about others? Nayan also agree with the statement. What about others, boys and girls? Do you agree or not? It's very simple, everyone. Why you are taking so much time? Yes, do you have? Yes, it is agree that Karachi Congress first time in the lecture only we mentioned. It was the first time Congress defined what Swaraj mean to people. So it is an established fact. It is the established fact, and we are agree with that. Yes. So yes. Rudra, fast. First, short intro. Why INC held the session. Second, 20-point resolution. Third, objective of resolution. Fourth, conclusion. Okay, Ankita mentioned first we need to give background of Karachi session, why it was organized. Okay, go on. Part 1, you mentioned about the introduction. Okay, good. Introduction. What you're going to introduce here? You're going to introduce here the most important aspect, that is Karachi session was held in 1931 to decide the strategy of Indian National Congress for the future, along with that to decide the Congress strategy for attending the round table conference. Here, here some most important resolution passed, and very important among them were related to the fundamental rights and related to definition of Swaraj. Full stop. That should be your introduction. Second point Ankita mentioned, we have to introduce the meaning of Swaraj and their resolution pass through or passed. there in the session. Okay. Don't you think so? You missed something? Yes, everyone. Don't you think so? You missed one more part. I just asked the question. I don't know whether you missed it or not. I just asked. Okay. So Ankita mentioned in three-part answer. The third part, then the conclusion that conclusion that what Swarajya means to common masses. Okay. Yes, everyone, anybody is interested to mention as the only two people, that is Ankita and Rudra mentioned. What about others? What about others? Important aspect should be discussed. Okay. So question is in front of you. Karachi Congress was the first time defined what Swaraj means to people. Discuss. Very simple. Introduction I already mentioned what you have to write. Yes, everyone. Introductory part is clear. What I have mentioned, you have to mention why Karachi Congress was there. Karachi Congress was there to discuss the strategy of Indian National Congress for Roundtable 2 conference. Along with that, they are going to decide the strategy for Congress future or future of Indian National Movement. In this session, there are most important resolutions passed. Some of them are like fundamental rights along with the Swaraj. Clear? First time it defines the meaning of Swaraj. That is full stop you have going to mention about introduction. Part 2, yes, Preeti, exactly. Part 2 is basically you have to mention the background. And this background is not related with Karachi session. This background is related with Swaraj. This background is related to Swaraj. How Swaraj is evolving term. Clear? How Swaraj evolved with the time, that is most important thing, because first time the demand of Swaraj was there in Swadeshi movement, then there was a demand of Swaraj during Gandhian movement, and then demand was there of Purna Swaraj. So you have to mention the background of Swaraj. If you're not going to tell that, then how it is going to consider your answer is fulfilled? That Swaraj means how you're going to write that the concept of or the word Swaraj is evolved with the time. Initially, it was the definition of dominant status, if or it was not just a demand of dominant status, it was a demand of responsible government and Indian representative in that. Then you're going to mention the demand of dominant status during the Gandhian time and later on the Purna Swaraj, that is political, economic and social freedom. Clear? Part 3. Part 3 you're going to mention about the Karachi session in particular. Karachi session and Swaraj. Yes, last part could be elements of continuity instead of conclusion as the Swaraj is still evolving. Okay, good. So part 3 is related to Karachi session particularly, and now you're going to define what Swaraj is. So you're going to mention here the first time defined Swaraj means. Swaraj means is basically not just a political freedom, but it is having other angles, that is socio-political and economic. Second, you're going to mention the economic and cultural dimension also added in that. Yes, everyone? So you have to mention all these points here. Clear? Even the Congress were changing their strategy towards the native states also. You have to mention Swaraj means what and how it is defined. Clear? So part 3 is clear, and part 4 is basically related to, yes, part 4. What you're going to write in part 4? Part 4, as Preeti said, it is important. The part 4, it should be elements of continuity. And elements of continuity you are going to mention. It is evolving term, that is okay. But the first thing you are going to mention that Swaraj became the dominant demand of Indian National Congress and Indian people, Indian national movement and Indian people from then onwards. So in the next struggle, the demand of Purna Swaraj, the demand of total independence was there. Along with that, this demand of Swaraj is expanded with that. Initially it was related to the British India. Later, the native states are also included in that. Yes, everyone? Native state also included in that. It consists of all section of the society, participation of all section of section. So you're going to write that. Yes, everyone. Is that clear to you? That should be your elements of continuity. That should be your concluding part. So it is a conclusion, means basically related to, you're going to write how Swaraj is evolved with the time. Is that clear, everyone? Is that clear to you? 4-part answer, very simple question was there. Karachi Congress was the first time defined what Swaraj means to people. Yes, first part introduction, second part related to the background, how Swaraj evolved. Third, you are going to mention the Karachi session and Swaraj, how it was defined, and part 4 you are going to mention about the elements of continuity. As you know that you are going to mention the Bombay session of 1934, how this Swaraj evolved, even the Haripura session, then Tripuri session. You are going to mention that. Clear? Yes, I hope I gave you the answer and I fulfilled the doubt. Yes, everyone, is there any doubt, any question related to this session? Yes, is there any query? Do you have any question, any query, anything else? No, clear. Okay. So that's all for today's lecture. Thank you very much for your valuable time. Today evening we will have an economy session. Then we are going to discuss about the planning commission in India, first 5-year plan, second 5-year plan, and all. Even the Niti Aayog topic we are going to cover, and along with that the important terms and terminologies related to the monetary policy in India. Clear? So please follow me on Unacademy app. Please follow me on Telegram channel as well. And if you really like the video, please like, share, subscribe. Yes, just one click you have to do. And tell others to attend the lectures as well. And please subscribe to Unacademy. Same, because you made us possible to present such a video lecture. Yes, that's all for today's lecture. Thank you very much. Once again, have a good day, a great day. Bye.